Alright, so today we're just going to be going over how to use System Surveyor when performing site walks. Right here in front of you is what you're seeing is the System Surveyor dashboard, which you'll see when you first log in or first open up the System Surveyor app. I have a list of all the different sites that I've added to my System Surveyor. Yours will likely be either empty or at least have a lot less sites here. So if you're looking for a site that you don't see, and across the top you'll see your toolbar. Starting from the top right hand corner, you'll see refresh. To the left of that is add site. To the left of that is library. Add site is for adding or creating a new site that's not here yet. Library is for adding an existing site that somebody else has already created to your dashboard. So I'm going to go to library, and today we're going to be using the AUTS Houston office, which now is right across the top of this list. And if you haven't already added this to your dashboard, then over on the far right hand side you'll see a box with an arrow pointing down. That's the download symbol. You can see that mine just has a check mark, which means I've already downloaded it or added it to my dashboard. So once you've downloaded it to your dashboard, you click done, and you can see right here across the top of my screen again. So I'm going to click on the name on the top left, and it's going to bring me into this site survey. So you'll see this upload button on this document right here on my screen. Yours will likely say download, and you'll have to download it before you can open up the survey. So you'll click the download button, and once it's done downloading, you'll click into the survey. Once you're in the survey, you'll have across the top, you have survey info, layout, project, and report. Survey info is exactly that, just location, basically a brief summary. Layout gives you the drawings. Project is project information, which you can fill out during the site walk if you gather some of it then, or it can be filled out later by sales. Report is something you won't use during site walks. So we're going back over to layout, and if you see just above the drawing, there's two buttons, says edit survey and release edit. When you want to edit a survey, obviously you're going to click edit survey, and when you're done, you click release edit. So I'm going to go into start editing it, which is where you want to be when you start a site walk. So I'm going to click edit survey, and this is the screen you want to have open while performing your site walks. You'll see over on the left hand corner you have a list of different categories. These are basically categorized by system, and you'll select which system you're going to be adding icons to the drawings depending on the project scope of work. This drawing obviously already has the locations marked for the devices, and even has a little key here for us. Typically this isn't what you're going to get. You're just going to have some fire drawings or some architectural drawings or whatever it may be, but it's going to be a blank floor plan basically. These locations that are indicated on this drawing will be typically going to be locations that you're going to be determining yourself when you're performing a site walk. So for the sake of learning, right, you'll just select the icons that are specified here, or select the devices rather that are specified here, and you're just going to add them to the locations that are already predetermined. Additionally, whenever you add an icon, you want to take pictures that are directly associated or related to that icon. So for example, if we're doing a access controlled door, which as you can see on here, there are card readers. Access controlled doors require a few different pictures. We want to have a picture of the door hardware, a picture of the ceiling above the door on the secured side, and a picture of any mounting locations such as the card reader. All right, so first, to move the icon over there, I'm going to tap on top of the single door, which is a single access control door, and then I'm going to hold down. As you can see, it shows I've selected this and I'm dragging it out over to the card reader location. And I'm gonna drop it right on top of the card reader location, okay? Then I click on it or just tap it once with my finger, not click, tapping, whatever. And I click attributes. This will bring up the icons window or icon attributes. On here, you can change the door's ID, add a description of it, location, status, color, all sorts of information. For the purpose of site walks, more than likely, all you'll really need to do is select an installation status, whether it's an existing or whether it's something that's going to be installed here. Something that's new is called proposed, and something existing is in place. To add a picture, you're going to scroll back up to the top or minimize your keypad or keyboard, and then where it says camera, select camera, and you're going to take some pictures of your door. So depending on what we're looking, or depending on the site and the project, you may or may not need more detail. This is just for good measure. Generally, you won't really need a picture like this, but what you will need a picture of and what is required is you want to open the door up, get a picture of the door header to capture that location for the door contact, along with an image of the ceiling above it. You want to get the door hardware. So we'll take another photo in the top right corner. We'll get the door hardware. You want to get the door strike. And card reader mounting location. And then you are done. Once you've got all your pictures, you click on the top right corner of the icon window or the icon attributes, and there's a little arrow that'll minimize it. All right. Now moving on to our camera. So once again, tap and hold, drag it out to its location. And I'm getting a little too close to that icon there. So you can stack icons on top of icons and it'll drop them all into a bucket, or basically they'll be grouped under one icon. So if I drag this and I drop it in here, you can see this camera is now associated with that door. I don't want that, so I'm actually gonna click on here and I'm gonna click expand. I'm gonna grab this camera icon and drag it back out. All right. And I'm gonna relocate this camera to where I want it to be, which is gonna be right on top of that little arrow, right on top of that little circle. Once I have dropped it where I want it, I can click coverage and you'll see this little coverage window pop up, okay? This coverage window is exactly what it sounds like. We're just setting the camera's view, or where we want the camera to be pointed, the image we want the camera to be capturing. So you can set this by the crosshairs above the icon or the four arrows. If you grab that and drag it around to point wherever it is that you're trying to capture an image of. If you drag it out, that's just indicating how far the camera is looking. And if you grab the corner of this triangle or the coverage area, you can make it wider or more narrow. And you'll notice while you're doing this, this is actually going to affect the angle over here that's in the coverage window. And you can, obviously do it the other way as well. So you can adjust the coverage to, for example, 5 feet. It's going to, minimize this, or not minimize, make it much smaller, so forth and so forth. So for the sake of site walks, more often than not, all you're going to be doing is grabbing this camera. You're going to be dropping it. You're going to be grabbing the coverage and pulling it out to wherever you want the camera to be viewing, you're going to click done. Of course, you can't forget your picture, so you're going to go to attributes. You're going to select camera, and you're going to capture a picture of wherever that camera needs to be installed, or maybe wherever that camera is going to be, or the camera that the new camera will be replacing. In this example that I'm doing right now, which obviously is not correlated to the actual drawings or floor plan that I'm looking at. It's just for the sake of this tutorial. So once you have your image added for each of your devices and you've completed your site walk, in the top right corner you can go to save, click save, and once you're done with that, the top left corner, back to survey overview. All right, once you're here, you want to be sure that you sync your progress or sync everything that you've added or edited. So you see where before we clicked edit survey, to the right of that says release edit, and to the right of that there's an arrow pointing up with a cloud. The arrow pointing up with the cloud is the sync button. You're going to click that, okay, and you have this little prompt comes up. You're going to click release edit, okay, and as what this is doing is it's uploading all of the edits I've made to the cloud so that anybody who gets on System Surveyor within our company can now open up the survey and see these changes that I've made. Nobody else can open this survey though until you've clicked, or nobody else can edit the survey rather, until you've clicked release edit. And once you've done that, then they can open it up and they'll see the exact same thing that you're looking at right now where it says request edit. They can click request edit and then they're back where we were a minute ago in the editing mode. And then you can go to edit survey when you want to add more stuff. On the left hand side here, once again, we have all our categories. So you can, go down here and you can select your door position switch for door contacts. You can select your intercom icons for intercoms. And then if you need something that's more general or that's not here, you can use these general components, go into attributes, change the ID or the description, to match whatever it is that you're indicating here. All right. Also, there's a cable path as well. So flex cable path, it's the same thing here. You just drag it, drop it, and you can take these ends and put them to wherever it is that you need that cable path to go, or wherever it is that the cable path is going to be traveling. All right. Once again, when you're done with all this, you click save,